Flat Earth, the final experiment and the realm of nature, part two. So, kind of more a review in a sense of stuff like. So, as we've got this torus field, how that relates to like the Earth, and you've got all your chakra points and all these kind of things, and then how that relates to us, how we relate to the Earth and all that kind of stuff like, and the stars. So they're like part of the chakra system of the whole. So like the full torus field and stuff like that. Like I said, that's our light body. So that's our chakra light body. Is that, you know what I mean? That's the yang aspect of it. That's the yin. That's our yin. The body is as yang. You know what I mean, and stuff like. So the realm is as yang. So that's reflected on, you know, the micro macro aspect of things. But as we've got like the locations of the chakras of Earth and stuff like that, that kind of like depicts which part of the sky you're going to be able to see. So as that reflects onto there in that kind of way, like I say, we can see all of it because it is us. So it's kind of like, you know, each part of the land kind of reflects, you know, each different parts of this and stuff like. Also, like on this bit. So we're talking about like that being an example of summer. So you got like where the sun is in the centre and it's dark on the outside. That's like the winter for the southern hemisphere, and then the opposite here where it's winter in the centre, summer on the outside. So if we consider like our torus field is kind of like a reflection of the ground, or vice versa. The ground is a reflection of the torus field. So as that goes into its different cycle, seasonal cycle and stuff, and how, like Leo mentioned about those seagulls migrating, and then you got your butterflies that migrate and all these kind of things and stuff. And how that's relatable to like how the torus field would work in that kind of way. You know what I mean? It's like how like they're connected to like the network. You know what I mean? Animals, that trade-off example and stuff like how animals are going to be much more connected to the spirit. So they're connected to nature, the root of the forest and the brain heart of that forest and stuff, which is connected to the ocean, which, you know, would be connected to that and all that kind of stuff. Animals are much more likely to have that closer connection. I don't know, it depends on animal and stuff like that. Some animals are very human-like, you know what I mean? Like parrots are, you know, in like the terms of like intelligence and such. So maybe it depends on animal and all that kind of stuff. But as like the torus field shifts into its different positions, where, you know, like for the seasonal aspects, it kind of links in, you know what I mean? If the animals are like spiritually connected, then once that happens, like your different seasons, they'd go to be, you know, where appropriately. So this is my problem with the final experiment. It's kind of like if we have a realm like this, so that's like the torus field, but this is like the yang. So like on the yang, this is what it looks like on the yang. So that's from our perspective on the ground, whereas it's actually shaped like this in that kind of way. So yeah, like the final experiment, like how like Will Duffy's gone round like a lot of flat earthers, and then it's said to him that, you know, do you agree that if we don't have a 24-hour sun if we've got a 24-hour sun in the south, then it's not flat, it's a globe, and all these kind of things, right? And it's like, well, no, because it's like I said, I were already considering this kind of aspect of things in me series earlier. So for that potential for us to have one, you know, that'd explain why he's got like that smug smile, Like, you know what I mean? You know, play along with my game, you know what I mean? And stuff like, because if they already know, then they could debunk flat Earth, even though we're not really debunking it because it is flat. You know what I mean? So it's like a massive scam, you know what I mean? And a media stunt. Um, that's what it looks like. Because really, if we're going to question it properly, right, the potential for it to be like that, it has to be questioned. And we can't just throw away. We can't throw away our rights to question. You know what I mean? By making the claim that there isn't a 24-hour sun. Because like we've not been there, we don't know. You know what I mean? We have got like longer summers in Australia and all these kind of things. So, and we've got two point spot star trails. So you know what I mean? It's like the chances are that we have. You know, another aspect of it is like, you know, if it isn't a 24-hour sun, I'm really happy about that. You know what I mean? It still works in terms of like, you know, it doesn't debunk flat Earth, does it? It goes in our favour in that kind of sense. But the 24-hour sun doesn't debunk flat Earth either. You know what I mean? It's gonna like it's 100% flat. It's definitely stationary. We've got no doubt about it. You know what I mean? And stuff like. So to have a media stunt like this, it's quite bad for anybody who's still a glober, anybody that's still, you know, coming to the idea of like questioning, you know, is it really a globe and all these kind of things. And if they say, oh no, we've debunked it because we've proved this, then you know that'll just close the subject to that person, and maybe never research it again and stuff like that. But um, I think the Globers have got a lot more to answer for. There would be a lot more proof for the globe if it were real, and the government wouldn't have to lie and present all this fake NASA stuff and moon landings and all these kind of things and stuff. Um, Tesla car in space, etc. You know, um, all of it's, you know, heavily debunkable. You know what I mean? Whereas on the other side of the fence, when you look at what's going on, you know what I mean, the progress that we've made in the truth movement, and now how, you know, how we've been like shadow banned and hidden and all these kind of things and stuff, like suppressed. Um, and now, you know, they pull these media stunts. So that just implies that, you know, the desperation to make sure that we don't have this success. Whereas, you know, like the potential for that is quite high. The amount of flat earthers, people growing in number with this, you know what I mean, and understanding that there's a big deception going on and all these kind of things, that's quite important. So, um, so yeah, I think the final experiment is quite moot. There's no point of it. It's interesting to know whether it's a 24-hour sun or not. You know, you know, it's interesting because you know, it'd solve my question of whether we do or not. But it's not going to say that. It's not going to turn me into a glober though. So, so yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I think I've covered. Oh no, also another thing I wanted to talk about and stuff like that in terms of the Taurus field and all these kind of things. I'm not really settled on a map. I don't know whether it's circular or it could be like the Mercator map, like FBB users and all these kind of things. It could be different, you know what I mean? It might be something we've not thought of or whatever and stuff. But I'm still quite open in that kind of sense. Um, so, like I say, it's like, you know, like Pop South area and all that kind of stuff. Um, I'd have to experience it to know whether there's a 24-hour sun or not. But regardless, like I say, it's irrelevant to proving the shape of the Earth. So so yeah, I'll leave it at that because I think I'm just going to ramble now if I carry on. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers.